Hello and welcome to All About You with OMG and Friends, where we talk about the things that you think about. I am your host, OMG, along with my co-host.
This is Silky Smooth and Daydream.
We'd like to thank you for joining us today, and we ask that you please join in on the conversation, where your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions help drive the conversation. Today our topic is the cynicism of food. You know, the food industry is a $1.46 trillion business, and it is a complex global collective of diverse businesses that supplies most of the food consumed by the world population. Now, the darkest modes of power the globalists have used to control the population is with food. The adulteration of the planet's staple crops, genetically altered species, and intentionally altered water, food, and air all amount to a eugenics operation to weaken the masses and achieve full spectrum domination. Now, deadly and dangerous toxins ranging from aspartame to fluoride, GMO, mercury tainting, pesticides, cross-species chimeras, plastic compounds in chicken, high fructose corn syrup, cloned meat, RBGH, and new aggressive genetically modified species of salmon have all entered into our diets and environments, whether we want it or not. Many of these substances knowingly cause and are directly linked with sterility, low birth weight, miscarriages, deformed offspring, as well as organ failure, cancer, brain tumors. Well, you get the message. The message you should really be getting, and what you don't know about your grocery store shelves, can really hurt you. By genetically modifying the food supply, the globalists, are able to poison and use it as a slow kill over time. For many years, there's been a pattern of buried studies on food ingredient research, additives, oils, all bearing fraudulent statistics, providing the will to reduce global population. All points to criminal poisoning of the food and the water supply, i.e. Michigan, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Milwaukee, Maryland, Massachusetts, just to name a few. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our food and water is weaponized. In 1974, Henry Kissinger suggested using food as a weapon to induce target population reduction in a National Security Study Memorandum 200. He further made the statement, who controls the food supply controls the people. And so it is. Therein lies our fate. Let's talk about the cynicism of food. And yes, the food industry is cynical. After all, it is about power, money, and control.
Wow, that's terrible. I need to eat, though.
I know we don't have to. That's why I said it's our own fate, because we have no choice. And so, you know, when you're talking about a necessity, this is something that you have to have. It's
right.
not something
it's not like you can say, well,
yeah, I'll
you
do it later. It's not like makeup
I'll
you
do
don't
it
have
later.
to have.
Yeah.
Right. It is something that you have to have for nourishment, for health, you know, and to survive.
Right.
So,
and an answer is not everybody going through a starvation. You know how people protest and they go through a starvation thing. No, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
Going
straight. Yeah, that's not what this
going
is. This is someone actually going into purposefully tainting your water. You know, as I just said.
So you're not even safe to say, okay, well, if I grow my own food, I'm better off. Well, not even that anymore.
You can't even do that.
Tainted the soil.
They tainted everything.
Right, and the water, so you don't know what you're getting in the food.
So organic is really not organic.
It's organic or something else.
It's
I call it organic.
Again, this is a $1.46 trillion industry. So that's what this is about. That $1.46 trillion, that's what this is about, that money. And so also coming along with that is that they're putting things in the foods to dumb us down, actually, you know, and to make you not well.
Like brain damage type of thing?
Well, you know,
like steroids and stuff and pesticides that they
the
put
stuff
in
that
there.
they're using, you know, and so they use stuff like, there's stuff like antifreeze. I have something here where antifreeze and stuff like that is being put into
And you said
cars.
something about birth defects, so that harms the next generation of people.
Absolutely, but these people don't
so
care
there may
about
be
that.
brain damage with generations of
You know, they don't really
children.
care about that. You know, I'm sure you're probably not aware that there's beaver anal secretions in some of your foods. And
That does not sound appetizing.
And it is called castoreum. I mean, you don't know the names. So when you don't know the names, you don't know where its origin is from.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Like, also,
you have human hair in some of your foods. Okay, and the human hair is going under lysistine as an ingredient. Lysistine.
That's what that is?
Yes, that's human hair. You've seen that before?
Yes.
You really
from dead people?
Hey,
Ew, it's in
living
bagels
people?
and cakes, all the
It's in
breads that I
bagels and
love.
cakes.
What does that do? Does this do something for texture, flavor, what? What does
a
hair
lot of
do?
times it'll do
Get
something.
tangled in
Well,
your
it is
teeth?
it's actually a flavor enhancer. Lecithin is a pretty common, so don't be surprised if you've already eaten some today already.
So those
Thank
people
you. Thank
who have mental health issues because they chew their hair, they're actually just looking for some flavor.
That's it. You know, again, this
I've
is
seen people do that.
Yeah, let's think who chew their hair. They're really not weirdos after all, are they?
Right.
you know, and then they have so many other things that are being used in the foods that we don't know about, like coal tar. You know, the black tar. That is considered food coloring. And as a matter of fact, there is a trend also out of Europe where it is called the dark side of food, where the food is actually dark. They make it blackened almost with tar.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Like
I've seen that on Facebook. Yes,
Yeah.
they've shown it's like websites or pages like Cultura Activa or something like that.
Yeah.
They're basically just trying to highlight different cultures
Yeah.
around the world, and I've seen that.
Yeah,
All black
it's
food
dark,
is
it's dark side of food for real. See, they don't.
Now, I've
it's like
seen
black
black
bread.
chickens in
No,
China.
they do this all in plain sight. This is right in your face. Okay.
it's cool. It's trendy.
Yeah. And
I'm
so-
eating a
Not
black
blackening
sandwich.
seasoning.
Not
that.
that.
Not
No,
blackened
no,
seasoning.
it's tar, coal tar. Like I just said, it's used as food coloring.
Maybe it's
and-
Gothic. Is it part of the Gothic
Well,
nation?
no, but you
The
have a
Gothic
Gothic
culture?
restaurant, you fit right in. I don't know many
Sure.
people that would want a dark ice cream cone, or I'm sorry, black. It's not dark.
It's black ice cream.
Black hamburgers. Black hamburgers. The food is black. Yeah, so that's supposed to render you some sort of health.
Now there's
Advantage.
this, there's charcoal paste for your teeth as a
Yes,
teeth
I've
whitener.
seen
So
that. I've
how
seen
healthy
that.
is that?
I don't know. I saw that
Just
just
don't swallow?
yesterday. Yeah, really. Okay. But
Don't
it
swallow,
looks
ladies.
horrible as you brush your teeth and they're all black. You know, it looks almost zombie.
And
But
then when you rinse them,
afterwards-
they're sparkling pearly
That's what
white.
it's supposed to be. Yeah.
All right, well, I might
We know that.
try that.
Yeah,
Because I'm into
white
white.
has to come from black. You know that, right? So it has to
Yeah,
start there.
it has to
So.
start there.
Starts right there with that coal. Okay.
Right.
But also, you have propylene glycol, which is in our salad dressings. There's so many things that we have no clue. This is the dark. I'm sorry. This is antifreeze. I apologize. It is antifreeze that is in your salad dressings. Okay. So when y'all stop and think about all these vinaigrettes and all the dressings that you're using, stop and think that there's just a tad bit of antifreeze in there. So on a cold day,
flavor.
on a cold day, eat
Stick
a
to
salad.
pepper. And,
On a cold day,
stick
eat
to
a
pepper
salad.
and a squeeze of lemon.
Yeah, this is not good. You know, and you have flame retardants in foods as well, as it provides a citrus flavor, like for sodas. You have biodiesel additives like gasoline. I can't pronounce it, but it's TBHQ. I can't pronounce it, it just takes too much. But at any rate, it is highly dangerous. And
In a larger
looking at her
quantity,
notes.
but they seem to have figured out the quantity that it
well,
doesn't just.
I don't care if it's quantity of
kill
poison,
you
poison or
instantly.
not. I don't care
Yeah.
how the
Over
bottom
time,
line is
it's
over
gotta
time.
hurt.
That's why I said earlier, it is a slow time that they will, in fact, the food will kill you. But on that note, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
You are listening to The Dream. Share your opinion by
Looks
calling
like basalt.
713-789-0096.
Actually, they're actually pretty now.
Black food.
Yeah.
They're showing it.
The
I
noodles,
can't hear
they're
anything
possibly-
on my
is it
headset.
rotini?
There's no volume in my headset.
You too? Oh yeah.
I can hear that.
Now can't.
That's good.
Now mine's gone. Okay.
So if we had a black and silver party, we could.
Okay,
Yeah.
we gotta pick up. We put a little drag in here.
Let's try this too. I'm gonna do one thing with y'all. Don't get mad at me.
They're packed with anthocyanins, which are pigments that help lower the risk of
They do call it goth food.
Yeah, but they're saying it's healthy.
Yeah,
Lowers
we can
the
talk about
risk.
it more. Yeah, because I just have this information in dark ice cream, black soup. But yeah, talk about that. We'll come back. What were we talking about before we left? I forgot. Oh, all the things that.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna find the perfect. Ooh, that's it. Gotcha. I found. It took me 3 tries, and I found y'all screen. I got it.
You shared it onto your page, right?
Oh, no, I didn't do
You shared it
that.
onto your page.
Turn.
I forgot. That's what I keep forgetting to do.
Louder, good, good.
Okay, you guys, let
You got ready? So,
Suki, you ready?
and we are back. You're listening to All About You with OMG and Friends, where we talk about the things that you think about. Today we're talking about the cynicism of food, and I will reiterate, yes, food does have, the food industry does have a cynical side. And we were speaking about that just before we went to break. And I was giving you a list of things that's found in our everyday foods, of which some of you may have ingested already. Some of us will sometime today, but I'm hoping with some sort of understanding of being mindful to what you're eating. You know, again,
Gasoline and antifreeze.
yeah. And
Flavor enhancers, of course.
absolutely.
And hair, yeah, so we can't get upset and send our food back. I guess when we
For
find
the
the hair in
hair,
our food, they're just
no,
trying to
right.
enhance
They'll
the
say it's
flavor.
supposed to be there. That's a flavor enhancer. Not
So we
equals food.
should be tipping extra for that.
And
Yes.
then you have sand in your salts, your soups, and more. So
Oh.
basically, and this is supposed to be an anti-clumping agent. So all of them, they have some reason for what it supports. But clearly there has to be some other ingredient that could be used that would not be poisonous. So this is being done by design.
But what have they been using up until now? It's supposed to be flavored and delicious and
All of
everything
this.
up until
They've
now.
been losing all
This
of
has
this.
been
This
going
is
on
what's always
for
been, right.
Forever.
forever.
That's all
Okay.
the added preservatives.
This is all the stuff that
It's
you don't
listed
know.
under
the added
preservatives.
This is the good thing that's
Oh.
about the impending Thanksgiving that's coming up, because at that point you'll
Morning.
be eating real food. Hopefully.
Most people do.
Yeah,
A lot
hopefully
of
you'll be eating real
a lot
food.
of boxed, mashed potatoes, instant
Oh
potatoes,
wow,
and
do people
stuffing
do
them.
that? Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
That's
Who doesn't
gross.
make
Yeah, my
mashed
mom makes a
potatoes?
joke
I
about
want
it. We
to.
pass by there, she's like, "So how many boxes of stuffing do I need to get?" And we look at her like she's crazy. We don't do anything by box.
No, so I said
Everything
this
is from
meal
scratch.
for
Scratch,
Thanksgiving
yeah.
should be
Yeah, mixing the flour,
Let's
the
see,
baking powder, and all
y'all
that
use
good
the word
stuff.
scratch, but scratch does not correlate at all with the word with food. You gotta know that, did you?
No.
No.
The
What should we
term
say?
from scratch actually comes from a horse racing.
Okay.
When you have a horse that is better than the other or more dominant than another horse, they would draw a line, scratch a line in the sand, and the more dominant horse would start from scratch to start the race. So the
Oh.
others would be in their little, whatever you keep horses in to get them to race,
Yeah.
but the stronger horse would be behind the line of scratch. And so
He's starting from
he started
scratch.
from scratch. Yeah, so I don't know how it became a food item, but it
How
is
did
not.
it
But
get
we'll
a
talk about that
system?
on another show, because I have a lot of stuff that you don't know in relation to that.
I didn't
But
know that.
also, we have jet fuel additives added to our foods as well. Again, it's BHT, and it's in just about everything that we eat. It's an antioxidant property. It helps keep foods fresh for a longer period of time. Why do we need to do that? Now, borax is the next one. Borax is in
But borax, you use that for like
yeah,
chemical borax, right?
right there.
Natural
yeah.
laundry.
Yeah, borax is in our.
That's
it's in caviar. It's not something that everybody gets to have fun with, but it's in
So it's only
caviar.
for the highfalutin.
Yeah, so they eat borax.
So, OMG, I think you would do a caviar.
Wash your
Beluga
mouth
is
out.
good. Beluga is good when you can get to it. But now
So
I
you're
know
washing your
this.
mouth out. Look at that.
I know, right?
You're washing your mouth out with soap.
This is just too much, and also along with. Oh, did you find out something on the black food?
Yes.
It is
So
dog
while
food.
we were on break, that's what I was pulling up was the black foods, and I found it interesting that right under it, they're trying to say it has health benefits. So it says greens are okay. They were talking about black garlic. Greens are healthy. Striking black colored foods are packed with anthocyanins. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it says which are pigments that may help lower the risk of cancer, diabetes. All the pharmaceutical commercials we see, it's all these great health benefits, and then
Oh my gosh!
And
the
then they
rest,
give you
and
the
for
side
30
effects.
seconds, they're running down all the side effects.
You're like,
You know,
This is yet another way of the cynicism, not only of food but of big pharma. All of it. They're supposed to be, I guess, directed at curing a situation, but in doubt, what
they
it
want you
does,
to focus on this
what it does is it exacerbates your situation, because now you've got suicidal thoughts and all this craziness, and some of this stuff comes from food as well. We have a lot of things going on we don't know about, and a lot of labels are not good. And I remember a show that we did a while back. Whole Foods had kind of gotten in bed with Monsanto,
Yeah.
you know, so they're, and now that they're owned by Amazon, it's, you know, I have to look at Whole Foods with a jaundiced eye now. I don't just go in there aimlessly, you know, and just grab
A
it.
very critical eye now.
Yes,
Yeah.
jaundiced eye at this point, because now you're lying. And Whole Foods was actually caught in a lie on an
Yeah, they were
interview.
caught. They were caught on camera lying to customers about GMO. This was in 2012 with the release of the Organic Spies video. Whole Foods employees were caught on camera lying to customers about GMOs. Let me see. Natural News broke the story and was instrumental in getting the video posted onto a free speech protected video service, which is tv.naturalnews.com. And it's a public location, so that can't be easily banned by Whole Foods. It says YouTube is known routinely bans videos that blow the whistle on dishonest corporate behavior. So YouTube actually helps cover up that type of behavior. Yeah.
It's all. That's why I said.
So they're
these
getting
global. Yes, I mean
Yeah.
it's all about the money and the power and the control. So he who has power really wants only one thing, which is more power.
Right.
And in order to get more power, you have to
Power
make more
corrupts.
people
Absolutely.
weak. So
Yeah.
that's why we're being, you know, targeted. And like you said at the beginning of the show, Sophie, we have to eat.
Right.
And we have to drink water.
We have to drink water. We have to eat. That's
And the water has
can't
been
get a-
intentionally.
right. We
played
can't just
with.
everybody go on a starvation protest or can't drink water. You can't. That's
Well, you
not
can
gonna
go.
happen.
You can go at least 40, 50 days, I guess,
without food, but only
But only
3
days without water. And so my family is back east, and so I was talking to my aunt. She's about 80 something, and she now has stopped drinking tap water because now Virginia has an issue just like Flint, Michigan had.
Right.
And I listed Maryland, Massachusetts, Milwaukee. This isn't by accident, people.
Well, we mentioned on another show, I can't remember which show it was, but we talked about that there was more contaminated water, and it wasn't as big of a deal. And there was something here in Texas, I want to say it was around San Antonio.
Yes,
If I remember
that.
correctly,
It
we
was
brought that
San
up,
Antonio,
and it was like, did anybody know that was going on while we're focused on Flint? We didn't realize here in our own backyard there was water
Right.
contamination issues, but media kept it all under.
Well, see, the media plays a big part in food industry and
or
how
the
they're able
government,
to
whoever
get
controls
right.
the media. That's
Which
what
With
that's.
PAC groups
yeah.
and all this other stuff
Right.
from
Right.
a political standpoint. You know, if you're looking to companies that benefit from your eating this chemical and hybridized foods, a lot of the foods we eat are hybrids.
Right.
I'm interested to know those who eat clean or, paleo diet and things like that. I'm interested. Those people are health and wellness and fitness gurus. I'd like to know what they think about this and how they try to maneuver around, or if they even factor that into what they're eating. When they say clean eating, are they even talking about all of the preservatives and GMOs, or they're just talking about a specific type of lifestyle? You know what I mean?
We don't know. That's the
Because,
point.
after all this, Whole Foods built their brand on all natural,
GMOs,
no
all
artificial,
natural.
nothing. So when it
They
came
were
to
our
light that they were
salvation.
lying, lying the whole time,
So now
why
they-
haven't they gone under?
Well, because
Why haven't their
they're
prices
owned by
gone down?
Amazon. Right, exactly. You
Whole
know,
Foods is whole paycheck. Why hasn't their food gone down?
I'm
Their
telling
food
you.
prices gone down. You think that would have helped out, but they didn't skip a beat.
Hey, I think we have a caller on there. Caller?
Yeah,
Yes, hi.
How are you?
Who am I speaking with? I'm fine.
Kenneth in Dallas.
Hey, Kenneth in Dallas, how are you?
Welcome
Well,
in.
how are you?
Welcome,
pretty
D-Town
good.
listeners.
Yeah. So, your comment, Kenneth?
I'm on the road today, so I didn't have a chance to log on. But y'all talking about Whole Foods and the whole scandal that's going on?
Yes, that most people don't know about.
Well, the whole thing is, because you got to think about it, I used to be a market analyst. The thing is just that you only have people with the idea that everything is organic. So in their minds, they're like, well, I'll pay more if it's going to be this. Because if you go into Whole Foods versus like Trader Joe's is a little less expensive, but you get the same quality. But you have a 3-time markup at Whole Foods.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can spend $100 and come out with one bag.
But see,
One bag, you can spend it on 2 things.
right?
Right.
I mean, I remember
bag.
a friend of mine, I visited them. I had just traveled back from out of town, and they had wanted us to go get a piece of salmon steak. And we paid like $40 for this little small miniature, and I'm like, okay, I actually want to see my salmon,
Absolutely, I'd like to. Yeah, I'm with
Not
you.
just snacks. But the thing is, they're already brainwashing people about organic.
It's all a game. It's all a game, and we fall prey to it. And like I said, it's slowly killing us. I guess you're aware of that, right, Ken?
Well, yes, because the thing is, you get to realize everything is a cycle. We are programmed to eat. We are programmed to drink. The thing is that the more you take in, the more all these industries are in cahoots.
It's a global.
Let's just be real.
It's global.
It is a
absolutely.
global,
That's right.
multi-trillion-dollar industry because they have to have diseases to have doctors to have cures. If you are actually, because you remember, they have some places that still deal on natural alternative medicine, and those people live healthy without any issues.
That's true.
We're the only ones that's obese because what they're feeding us. Like a while back, y'all did a thing about the water, about the contaminants in water. Okay, we have all these contaminants, but you don't see anybody doing regulation to make it be a number 9 or 10.
Nobody's doing anything, and we
Because you have to be able to have a reason to have a markup. Because as long as you have it sales, people are going to buy. You implant those notions in their head, and they're going to buy.
absolutely. I mean, we're like trained sheep. You know, we just kind of follow. We don't think for ourselves. And they've dumbed us down.
Right.
We're allowing it.
We convince them to.
Now I have a question for you, Kenneth. You said you were in marketing and things like that. So knowing that, how has that changed how you shop and how you eat, or how do you get around all the fluff?
I cook more. I cook.
That is the best thing. You
I
should
cook.
know what you're using.
I would basically, I'd get real seasonings. I would like Trader Joe's, where it's inexpensive. Because the thing is, everything you buy is going to be stained with something. Let's just be real. No matter where you go, they're going to tell you it's organic unless you grow it yourself. And a lot of my friends now, they have gardens in the back of their home.
Okay,
They're growing their own vegetables.
I'm getting ready to do the same. There's something called a tower garden.
farmers markets, they were
Yeah,
making a
right.
big trend and they kind of fell off. So I think we're going to see more of a.
But if people don't complain about it or make it known that they are privy to this information, then you just get caught up in the cycle continuously.
Or
So
writing the lawmakers and protesting and things. You're right, they'll stay the same because they could write legislation to correct the problem.
I'm one of those
But-
white letters. Go ahead.
Why
Ken.
would they write legislation when they're investors in the company?
That's what I'm
That-
saying.
that's-
They
that was the
could
whole
if
thing.
they
Like I
if
said,
they choose.
They're
Right.
not going to tell on themselves because all of them are getting a piece of this pie.
Right.
Well, think about the FDA. First of all, there's actually a case study shown that the same investors who, if you actually look at the history of like the people who, the meat council, the dairy council, look at who are doing these studies against them, and it's the companies themselves.
You're
Right.
right.
They're the sponsors of it.
That's right. You know, sugar, you have all these companies that are doing these studies. And I read earlier, when I wrote in my paper about, there being falsified records saying that stuff like high fructose corn syrup is exactly the same as eating sugar or eating honey. It is
It's
not.
Right.
And it is addictive. It is a cocaine, actually.
Yeah,
Well,
they were saying that. Yeah.
Well, it's just like if you were to, because I was a kid, and I was diagnosed with ADHD, and my mother refused to put me on medicine. So she went to like 3 different doctors.
Smart mom.
Mm-hmm.
They told her, my mother, and to this day, she still lives by this. She went to one specialist. She was from London, and he told her directly. He said, "Take me off any drinks that had red dye in it,
Yes.
and any saturated fat, because it causes a chemical imbalance." And that's the one thing that people don't understand. What you feed your kids does cause a mental condition.
They're doing
And
this. They're doing this.
because we have to have a reason to have all these medicines. We got to have a reason to have all
Absolutely.
these tests.
We have to keep you sick.
We have to keep you sick to keep the engine going.
Absolutely.
That's all it's about.
There's no money in curing. I'm always excited to hear people who actually get it, like you, Kenneth. That's woke, if
Way
you
to stay
will.
woke. I was going
Yeah.
to say the same thing.
That's phenomenal. Preach that to your friends. Are most of your friends of the same mindset, or are you one of few?
I'm one of you. Because
Yeah,
they,
we
because
usually
they
are.
just call me a conspiracy nut.
Oh yeah, well
I
that
tell them all the time. I say you can say what you want, but Just like with diabetes, you keep thinking that diabetes is just about sugar. It's about the proteins that you put in your body. It's not really sugar itself.
Absolutely.
And that's the one thing that people don't understand. And you have people on all these medicines because you can realize before, like the flu shot, all the foods that we have, our body has naturally healed itself. There are people who get off eating all this fast food and all this stuff, and they just go eat their salad. They clean, they juice, they clean their bodies out, and the body naturally heals itself.
Yes.
They're on medicine in less than 2 weeks, or even a month. All this, they can walk again, because a lot of that stuff causes the chemicals that they're putting in our food, like Whole Foods. You have the same shirt that leave Whole Foods going to Walmart. What does that tell you?
Right. Kenneth, thank you so much for your
listening and for calling in.
For listening, first of all, and your comments are well thought out. You are obviously paying attention. Your level of erudition is greatly appreciated. Thank you for sharing your time with us, and keep listening.
No problem. You have a blessed day.
You be safe out there on the road.
You have a blessed day. Melanie Clark is checking in, and Sarah Gutierrez says that she will not put her child on ADHD medication either. Thank you, Sarah, for letting us know that, and good for you.
You know what?
And good for your child.
Right. Recently, there was something that came out that said children are now approved to have 19 vaccinations within 1 year. 19
That's ridiculous.
vaccinations.
What are they for other than, let's see, measles, mumps, chicken pox?
And even that people aren't going with, because there's adults who are being diagnosed with measles, and they're not even recognized because they didn't know that their parent, their hippie parent didn't vaccinate them. So that's how they found out.
Right.
And they went through all kinds of testing and everything, and it was just old school measles. But even in the emergency rooms, they kept sending him back. Oh, it's this, it's that, and they couldn't figure out what this mysterious rash was, and it turned out to be measles.
Your food is your medicine. Hippocrates said that.
Yeah.
Let thy food be thy medicine.
Right.
Thy medicine be thy food.
Right.
So just as Kenneth had mentioned earlier, if left alone, the body will heal itself. But now they're bringing in all these extemporaneous forces with Zika virus and flu shots and all these things that keeps you ill.
Right.
To
keep
so
you on medication with all the crazy side effects, and then you have to get on medication
here you go.
to circumvent the side effects.
And here you go.
And your medication on top of medication.
And
you're like a walking
and you're
medicine cabinet.
you're in.
You're in.
Years ago, I'm in construction, I'm in real estate, so, years ago, a lot of the homes used to have medicine cabinets. Do you guys remember that?
Well, yes, we still have one. Now when I say that, I'll be like, oh, where's your medicine cabinet at? People look at me crazy.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's usually that mirror in the restroom.
I know
that you could open up the mirror, there's a little storage.
Well, they have gotten away from that in new homes and that sort of thing, but
I don't have one.
I am starting to see people request it again because, hell, they have your own medication. At least
get up in the morning, you gotta take all your pills.
Pop your pills, right.
A lot of times, someone made a joke one time. They were trying to, detox and cleanse, and they were like, I don't eat, I take supplements, And that's what their meal was. It was just a bunch of pills, because they were trying to, get rid of all these toxins and everything.
And also, speaking of, holistic doctors, there's another trend when some of these holistic doctors find cures for some of these diseases and stuff, and all of a sudden they come up missing. You have 77 holistic doctors that have been killed in
mysteriously
vanished in 2 years, from 2015 to 2017. 77 of them.
Oh, no.
Dr. Sabi being one of them.
Just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah, because they don't want you awakened. By someone who teaches you about hybrid foods and
like they found, just like Eric Snowden, they found out too much.
Right.
They know too much. You got to, that's dangerous.
And that's a threat. That's a threat to society because it's contrary to and converse to what the population is being directed towards. This is mainly about depopulation. Now they're doing it over time. But
it's the same thing like 17th, 18th century. They behead you for speaking out. It's the same thing.
Well, now they fill us with cancer and all kinds of other diseases.
Yeah.
A lot of times people
we're killing each other off with mental health.
Right.
They've cut funding for mental health resources, and they're kind of pushing that under the rug and claiming it's gun control that needs to be amped up, and it's not. It's mental health. So we're slowly allowing them to allow us to kill each other off.
Right. I mean, I don't know, I can't even say. I love my people, but I just don't understand how we allow things to go on, especially after we have become aware.
Exactly. Yeah, if you don't know, that's one thing, but when you do know and you sit back and do nothing, that's far worse.
But GM deception for marketing is major. False advertising. Now we have fake news. So what's real?
Yeah, what is real?
Yeah.
Lindy's checking in with Daydream.
Yes. Shout out. Yes, and thank you so much for watching and listening. We appreciate it.
You know, also a lot of people are getting. They're not aware that they're eating meats that don't really have to be labeled. You're eating cloned beef and chicken and all these other things,
So much for
and a lot of
Well,
the
now it's
cheeseburgers,
not
and a
even
lot
real
of the
meat.
meats
It's
are being glued together. So when you go to the store thinking that I don't even eat meat. I have not eaten meat in 46 years. But when you go to eat meat and go to the store to buy it, it's been glued together. So you think you're getting a T-bone steak or a prime
and it's
rib.
crazy because when
It's
you
been
cut into it,
glued
there's still
to-
grain to it.
That's right.
So it looks like actual meat that you're cutting into, and it's not.
It's
How
sad.
dare they?
You're eating a lot of
How
stuff.
dare they?
Well, I told you,
I mean,
there's a
like my
cynical
grilled
side.
steak
you know?
every now and then.
Well, everybody likes
Oh,
McDonald's.
Taking my
but
joy
hell,
away.
you
Y'all know I love to eat. You taking my
Everybody
joy
do
away. I
that,
can't
but-
even enjoy it now.
But you don't want to find a McDonald's French fries on the side of your car that's been there for 2 years that looks exactly the same.
Yeah, they've done
Exactly the same.
They've done studies, experiments on that.
And so we're not eating real
Yeah, it
food.
doesn't have mold or
Yeah,
anything.
mold wouldn't even grow on
We're
it.
not
That-
even
what does that
eating
tell you?
real food. And see, again, fake food is a $50 billion business. Fake food. Now, they're actually
Yeah,
growing-
when gnats and maggots and stuff doesn't even want to touch
don't
it.
even touch
That
it.
should tell you.
I know.
Come on, people.
So, yeah.
They eat garbage. They fester in garbage, and they won't even
And
touch
they won't
it.
even touch
It
it.
has to be real
Real garbage.
real
Your
garbage
food,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, even the maggots won't go here. That's
It's really sad, you know.
Seriously.
You know, and then also they have stuff like avocado dips and stuff like that contains no avocado. How do you do that? How do you do an
Okay.
avocado dip? Well, you know, the lobster that you're eating now is not real lobster. It's langostino and some other fish. Salmon, they've already kind of killed off the natural salmon.
Yeah, it's all farm raised.
yeah.
Yeah.
Salmon.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, I recommend no one eats farm raised. If you have to,
Yeah, because
it
sometimes
needs
they'll
to be
have wild caught. Yeah,
which
wild
is
caught.
mainly the better one.
Yeah,
But even now, the wild caught has been, you know, altered.
something has been
It's been
done.
genetically altered.
Yeah, because that pink on the salmon is not real. It's really a white fish when you look at it without that coloring.
But
I
they
didn't
do
realize
that.
that.
When they
someone
do
touched-
So how
that,
they get
for the aesthetic
they have
value.
dye. They have
Yeah.
and make it's appealing when you go through the counter and you're looking at, through the frozen section, or if you're talking to the guy.
Well, yeah,
in the
like
back
whenever
of
you're
the
picking out
department,
steaks, you look for marbling and
yeah,
stuff
you
like
look for
that.
certain
So.
things. So they put those things there, but in a fake manner.
Right, but the thing is, if they've never done it, we would have just seen salmon as white fish, just like whiting or trout or flounder or something.
Well, I just don't believe anything. You can call it, conspiracy theorists, but I'm starting to see that there's more truth to what we deem as conspiracy. This is all truth. And again, that's
Yeah.
just a way to minimize the fact that there are those of us who know what they're doing. And Monsanto is big, real big.
Right. Sarah checked in again, and she says there is tons of research now that's proving that metformin is what is to blame for the Alzheimer's epidemic. And we talked about that on a
Wow.
couple of shows ago, also about sugar. Sugar's a major culprit that exacerbates.
Well, I
That
was
issue.
definitely pursuing metformin was what I ended up getting off of for a while. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And then they ended up trying to put me back on it. So I have an issue with metformin, but it is the doctor's go-to medication, and it's nothing nice.
Well, what is metformin?
Metformin
Typically,
is an oral diabetic medication.
So you don't have to take a shot?
so you're curing the
You
sugars
can do it with the shot as well.
while you're just eating holes in your brain, basically.
Pretty much.
Alzheimer's and dementia.
Pretty
I mean,
much.
that's what it
You
is.
won't
You
even
got holes in your
remember
brain.
what the hell happened. That's what
Right.
that's about. So right. That's
But at least
crazy.
you don't have the sugars anymore.
Yeah, right? Okay.
I guess
that's
that's
really sad.
Melanie Clark says, spring and summer she grows. I grow my own vegetables, no pesticides, no chemicals, and the turnout is amazing, all homegrown. These grocery stores are a joke. That's true, but what do you feed your soil with? That was the other thing that we talked about, Melanie.
We've
Is
got
that
Harvey soil now.
Right.
You can't really.
You
I'd
know,
be afraid.
it's all
Oh my gosh.
contaminated.
Yes.
So
Yeah, ours
do you do
is-
anything special?
Ours
Do
is
you-
erosion.
Yeah, when we have horses, so we got tons of fertilizer.
Absolutely.
natural fertilizer.
Yeah.
But what, it's fertilizing what was already, all the
Contaminated
contaminants that's in the
already.
soil. So, it's a catch-22. It is healthier.
Yeah.
Well,
I would much rather trust what's growing in my yard than, trusting the grocery stores to say, okay, yeah, we cleaned it and it's
Or
good
you
enough.
need- Or you
It's
need to
healthy
get
enough.
into growing hydroponically or
And get a
or
horse.
aeroponic.
And get a horse
Yeah,
if you can.
because it's
Or hit
gonna-
me
it's
up,
gonna come-
just bring a truck as long as you can shovel it.
You can have it. Even in
It's
new
so fun.
homes, the communities are coming up now with community gardens. But again, I would be afraid to have food grown anywhere in Texas, in Houston right now. It's because of the hurricane.
Yeah, because of what happened. Everything is eroded. So,
So if you don't have it, if you can't do it hydroponically over water or
Right.
aeroponically, then I wouldn't do it. I mean, I can almost think about not eating. I mean, it's scary. I'm serious. It scares you.
Yeah.
You guys have any input about this? You can give us a call at 713-789-0096 and give us a call.
Oh, Melanie says she makes her own compost, her own natural
Oh,
compost.
wow.
And I
Smart
have,
girl.
yes, I
smart
have
girl.
a few friends who do that. They do that. That was one of their main things when they were looking at a house. Like, oh, and I can put my compost over here.
That's important.
Eggshells and what else goes
Yes,
in it?
eggshells, peels, like fruit peels, like
Orange
Orange
peels, banana
peels,
peels.
yes.
That's right.
coffee grounds.
Coffee grounds.
Wow.
Yeah, brewed coffee grounds. You can go ahead and put those. Those helps
Apple
simulate
peeling, apple peel, orange peel, banana,
coffee
the
grounds.
Anything that's biodegradable, I would think, is basically.
lemon, lime. I guess they're peeling also. Would be the natural.
Absolutely. And the same thing in with my family in Mexico. It's not an actual compost that they have, but they would always have a bucket. It was like, oh, throw that in there. That goes in this bucket. I'm like, well,
What's
I never
the difference?
understood that
What
when we
is
were little,
bucket?
but now we do. And it's just like, oh yeah, go throw it over here under this tree or throw it wherever, and because it was a natural compost.
Because it goes back to the earth. Okay,
Absolutely.
it's biodegradable.
And everything. I mean, it's
don't
great
have
over
that.
there. It literally is just picking. I feel like having an avocado with this breakfast or whatever.
Just
Okay,
go
we'll go
get
outside.
one.
You just grab it off the tree and there you go. Or you want a fresh mango.
I bet
or
it's huge. Isn't it?
oranges. Oh my God, yes.
See, that's
And the
living.
skin's different.
That is truly living.
It's thinner skin that you can actually eat it. And it's healthier.
And after we finish savoring our tongues about
About
avocado,
the food we're
about
not
the food
eating.
we're not eating, we're gonna go to break and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Food we're not eating.
Oh, she said tilapia outside.
Yeah.
Tilapia is awful.
Yeah, that's like the worst.
Oh,
I just thought it was healthy. Yeah,
They
and they
actually
said
say
it's
it's a little
actually
worse than catfish.
Mhm.
Can you believe that?
Oh, the farm raised one?
tilapia that you find in the store.
Nothing farm raised is I would even consider.
I was eating that. The kind of little plastic thing.
I can't eat. That means I can't even eat crawfish because that's all farm
I
raised.
think nothing from another country, like Thailand, Singapore, and all these places they have crab
Oh,
meat.
yeah.
Today's show is
Yeah, no, they said don't
Don't even cross that line.
because that's where they find the
executive
worms and stuff still in the
entrepreneur,
sushi.
etiquette training.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, wow.
Where
Wait,
life
is it
skills
in Asian
and
countries?
social graces.
Raw.
Right,
So-
but they're saying in Asian countries, it's even more contaminated.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
Because there's no regulations
That's why I would not
Yeah.
buy anything.
Yeah.
And we may talk about
www.dizzimage.com for more information.
And see, they even eat water bugs. They eat everything.
They eat snakes, they eat worms, they eat everything.
Let me see. Why did I do that? Okay, who's coming through their door? Better not be mine.
Oops.
Sure, really.
Mm-mm. He's too much of a coward for that. I love all the people tuning in.
Oh, fun.
Did you
And
see
watching.
the
Frederick
cover?
is back. Oh,
That little
cool.
color thing.
Oh yeah, with all of us thing I saw that. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
cute.
Oh, I saw the filters. They're nice because they're showing up here.
Yeah, they gonna, that's the one I'm gonna use for y'all. If you can find it.
Okay. You know, Melanie and I went to school together, elementary school. I
See,
didn't know
Sarah, her husband grew up with my brother.
her. Oh,
So
okay.
that's, yeah.
Oh, what's the next one?
Cornbread, collard greens, Fantasia, and then Anthony Hamilton did a cornbread, collard
Is
greens.
that what that was? We heard-
And then Candy Girl will close out. I was trying to think of food songs. I was like, forgot about
Metformin,
Cameo,
Candy.
Candy. We should have
Candy.
done that one.
I took myself off.
You just talked about
Cornbread,
metformin
collard
for diabetes.
Yeah.
That's how my
I'm
candy.
like, who writes this crazy stuff? But I Actually, I like Anthony Hamilton's version of cornbread collard greens.
Yeah, you can't beat Anthony Hamilton. Man. You can't. You have you listen to the Hamiltons? You can't beat Anthony Hamilton.
Oh no, you're
If
the
he's singing the
Hamiltons.
song.
I know, he can sing. I don't know about anything.
I love the Hamiltons.
Yeah, the Hamiltons. He's got an interesting story of how he got to where he is. Talk about going through changes.
I'm still gonna play the other one. It's just so they know y'all coming on.
What is this? So, what is it? Oh, that's Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Yeah, you know when she's singing.
She
It
just
sounds like
sang.
Marvin Gaye. That's all I remember. I'm like,
It does. I think
She,
but it's her.
you guys ready?
We probably have to cut it off though, because Facebook.
well, look at that.
Well, it's not on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. So we can do something. I sent y'all the thing that Susan said. She said, y'all get ready to get big.
They can't hear it on Facebook because the thing is off.
What kind of food would she talk?
Oh, okay.
Filter.
I should put a filter on it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
While we're on
Ready?
break, and then she'll switch it out.
Yeah.
Cute.
And we're back again. We're talking about the cynicism of food. I just kind of want to give you some information as it relates to hybrid foods, which Dr. Sabi was awfully big upon telling you about. You know, hybrid foods are foods which will not grow in nature. That ought to be frightening right there. Hybrid foods are foods which will not grow in nature. They are foods which must be nurtured and protected by humans, or else they will be overcome by birds, insects, worms, fungi, and bacteria. A lot of the hybrid fruits that we eat would be seedless apples, seedless grapes, bananas, several date varieties such as Medjool date, which I like, kiwi,
Seedless watermelon. I wonder how
kiwi,
they did
seedless
that.
pineapple, seedless.
Well, yeah, you know that's
All of it.
not natural. The only thing I want seedless is my herb. You
Yeah,
know?
okay.
Other than that, you know,
No, I like
that's
seedless
just not
grapes
right.
now.
Well, yes.
I do eat seedless grapes because I can't stand. I have like 4 seeds per grape. That's
It's just
too
like
much.
lemons. Can they do seedless lemons? That would be great.
Yeah, they're-
It seems like
I'm
lemons
sure,
have
I'm sure they can. you
every
know.
single slice, every
Has-
single
has
wedge
a
has at
big
least
seed-
5
Seeds,
chunks.
so seeds.
That's the way God, that's
Exactly.
the way God did it, you know. And also, common hybrid vegetables include beets, carrots, corn, and potatoes. Commonly hybrid nuts and seeds include cashews, oats, rice, and wheat. Brown, white, and wild rice are hybrids. Commercial soft wheat is hybrid. Alfalfa sprouts are hybrid. So it's like we're eating these foods that have been genetically modified long
And-
before now, and you know,
See, here I
and,
was
and
thinking
they
of-
can't have a label too much.
Asking for extra bean sprouts, thinking I was healthier.
I
And
know.
I love alfalfa
This is
sprouts
what
on a
I'm-
sandwich.
This is what I'm telling you. They have us fooled. This is a very
They're killing my
cynical
joy.
business. They're killing
I
us.
can't even enjoy. I'm not even going to be able to enjoy Thanksgiving as much. I might just
Yeah.
have 2 plates instead of that third one.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Spare
Yeah,
yourself,
man.
You know? But see, again, you know, eating organic. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how we're going to be able to tell if foods are actually organic or not, because putting a label on it doesn't necessarily mean it. And it appears as though, in order to be healthy, you would have to have some money. You cannot buy. I'll pay probably $2 for one organic. They say it's organic again. Avocado
At Whole Foods.
and Whole Foods.
One?
Yeah,
But how big is it?
I mean, it's about to it can fit in the palm of my hand, but
See, I can't do it.
still,
Right.
it's $2, and I don't really know if it's organic or
So
not.
why didn't you switch to Sprouts? Sprouts is the cheaper
I
version
go-
of Whole Foods.
I go to
So
Sprouts for certain things. Whole Foods just simply has a better bulk department.
Okay.
Whole Foods, you know, my peanut butter and stuff like that, because I don't eat a lot of nuts and stuff, so I can make my peanut butter, I can get my fresh raw honey and all this other stuff. So
you can
Yeah,
also
so
get that
just
at
get the
H-E-B.
bulk items from there because
You
Trader
can get the-
Joe's. and
get those at
Sprouts.
H-E-B.
I've never been- I've never been to
and Trader Joe's.
I've never
I
been to
stopped at one. Matter of fact, coming from the station one Tuesday because I got stuck in traffic, so I decided to hit some back roads, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop at a Trader Joe's. Yeah, exactly.
There's
And
one
I
on
enjoyed
Falls
it.
and Westheimer. I mean, not it's toward Westheimer, but Voss. That's
Yes,
a good
and
one over
yeah.
there.
I enjoyed
Across
it. I
from-
liked
actually,
it.
it's across from
Whole Foods. Yeah, I saw it last
I
week
like their
when I was
prices too because the same thing. I was
I
like,
need to
oh,
go
these are
because it is
decent prices.
directly across the street on
That's right.
Woodway. And something else I want to bring to your attention before our time runs out is the fact that there are 10 companies that control the world's food.
Ooh.
And they are as follows. The Coca-Cola Company,
Oh my.
Group Danone SA, that's a $29.3 billion company. You have General Mills, you have Kellogg, you have Mars Incorporated, which is your candy. You have Mandela's International, which is a $35 billion business. And you have Nestle's, and you have Pepsi Cola, and you have the Unilever Group, and that's like a $68 billion business.
Unilever, they tend to do more of like hygiene products and
I don't know.
shampoos and stuff, right?
Well, all of these companies will do other things. They will build all these, they'll create all these products, and then when they decide to either make a Coke with 0 calories or 0 sugar, whatever it is, it's only switching out something for something else. You may take out the sugar or
But you put something else
in there. And it's also stating that a lot of the stores that will start carrying what is deemed organic, then the parent company, the larger company, Coca-Cola or whatever is backing it, they tend to look for lesser expensive ways to replace that particular ingredient or whatever it is that's organic. So they'll look for the cheaper version, even though they're still making you pay for organic pricing.
Exactly.
So it's a game behind the whole thing.
So they're selling like generic drugs, but
Yes.
at the
at
the name brand price.
top dollar
Right.
stores, yeah.
Right.
And so we don't know the difference. We don't know where stuff
And
comes
how
from. I
would
just
we?
know
Right.
nothing tastes good anymore.
Right.
Most foods don't taste good anymore. I have not
They
had.
like in flavor, absolutely.
I have not had a good piece of fruit, like a good peach. Oh my God!
You have to head out of the country for that.
I know. Yeah, I used to go up to Jasper and on
Or
the
the
side
farmer's
of the road,
market.
they had the farmer's market on the side of the road. You can get those things.
See, and that's what we loved about driving back and forth through the valley. Is we really
Fruit
would just
stands.
pull over,
It's
yes,
fruit
and,
stands.
For the
Yeah.
market, yeah,
Yes.
for the vegetable market.
and we used to try to get our fruit trees from there because it's it's from the valley. It's supposed to be healthier and more natural, and so now we just inadvertently smuggle it from. We just smuggle our seeds from Mexico.
Smuggling.
And a lot of these labels, guys, that's going to say natural. Take your time and read what you're actually going to purchase.
Yeah, because stuff that's labeled as natural doesn't actually have to be
doesn't-
natural anymore.
That's exactly right.
Right.
That's my point. It doesn't have to be
Hit
natural.
up, support your
definition
local,
has changed.
support your local farmers markets.
The independent farmers.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's
Small
that's where you
businesses.
need to go to get a better quality of food. Would be your independent markets. There was a
But
place.
see, I would like to go. I don't know where any of them are though.
Well, before I don't know if they've shut it down already, but Canino food producers food road. Y'all know where I'm talking about over there off of Airline.
No.
Connie's off of 610. It's more on the north side of Houston,
Oh, okay.
but
But don't they have?
like where El Bolillo Bakery is at, they had a
Okay.
big farmers market, but now they're trying to re-gentrify it and make it all fancy.
Oh no.
So yeah, so there's a big issue about it. People want the area to be built up, but they don't want them to take away. Because I remember when we were little, my poopo used to take us over there. He would always drive out there, and as we got older, we was like, hey, we used to come out here with him, and when we pick up the fruits and all that stuff, and like, yeah, he always hit up the farmers markets.
yeah.
And so now they're trying to get rid of it. Yeah, but
They don't. To me, they don't have to have ambiance. It's a farmer's market for
and it's like a
crying
flea
out loud.
market.
just
You know,
give
it's part of the.
To me, that's a business that doesn't necessarily need ambiance. They need organization, yeah, which they have. They don't need ambiance. So why?
But that's part of the experience for me.
And the smell of the food, the fruits will
absolutely.
bring you in. I
Yeah.
mean, there's one out on Rayford Sawdust. It's called Thieves Market, and you can walk under the tent, and all of a sudden you're smelling cantaloupe. You're smelling.
Oh yeah, the pineapple.
Yes, I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, I would be late for work, and it was right down the street from where I was supposed to be at first, but I'm doing this, and so I would have stuff in the back of my car just because when I come back home, I can't find it.
Yeah, there you go. Canino's Produce and Farmers Market.
Okay.
Right there off of Airline Drive. It's in North Houston.
Oh, okay. You know what I think I've
See,
been
since
there.
1958. Like I said, we remember doing that. Now they're trying to get it,
So you guys need to
Trying
look
to
at this. Look
gentrify
at
it.
this.
That's
gonna
Beautiful.
destroy it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's a cultural piece. It's,
right.
it's a part of the cultural tapestry of that community. They don't need to. They need to preserve that.
Yeah,
It
and to
doesn't
give you a
need to
better
be
idea where
taken
it's
away.
at, the original Spanish Flowers right there off of Main. It's in that within that same area, that same neighborhood.
Right, I've been to Caninos. When I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute, I recognize
Yeah.
that.
I've
But
been there,
someone,
but I
but it's
should.
been a long
should.
time, and I need to make my way back there.
There's nothing closer than that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of pop-ups. Look, Central
Because I used
City
to- I
Co-op
was
right there
gonna
off the
say, I
wall.
was gonna-
Oh, on Walk. That's
I was
not
just going
far.
to mention about co-ops because I was part of a co-op group that whatever
And
fruits and vegetables were available at the time is what you would get, but you pay like about $50,
Mhm.
and you go meet them in actually the church parking lot
Mhm.
over on Westheimer and pick up your box. And so it's all the stuff that's in season right then, right there. You can get raw milk, anything you want. So
Yeah.
co-oping is
And
always good.
what we're
Yeah.
looking at right now for those who are following along
City
on our
Hall
feed, what's
Farms
behind us, it's the visithouston.com website, and that's where we're finding this stuff at. Of course, there's plenty available in your area. I know Old Town Katy still has a lot of
Do they really?
farmers
like
markets that are popping
I
up.
like Old Town.
Discovery Green will have some things during the weekend
Okay.
to do that. So
Wow, guys, you guys need to be privy to what you are eating because if you're not growing it yourself and you're not going out to a co-op or a farmer's market, be aware that you are getting the global elite's little infusion of poison
Exactly.
every day. And over time, it does something to your organs, and then all of a sudden, you are not well.
You're full of cancer and all kinds of other strange diseases or growths, and you're wondering what in the world happened.
And even a lot of the drinks. I think there's a story that was out about
energy drinks,
Energy
yes, it's linked to mental health illness, high blood pressure, and some other things. But we've known that for the longest time with energy drinks. We knew they weren't healthy for you anyway.
we just don't respond.
You
We
know.
know stuff that we don't react to. That amazes me. How do you?
Well, because we like it, and we don't.
But see,
We
it's
know
not-
that we don't want to know, and we just.
And we get desensitized with everything. But now there's also video games that simulate mental illness, and
Are you kidding?
you're trying to win. Your way is to like decipher and get out of there.
to
But-
become sane
yes.
again.
But it's got like schizophrenic simulations and stuff like that. So why do we care if our energy drink does? Okay, well, instead of it being a game, now it's a game in real life. Now I have mental health issues because I love Red Bull or Monster or whatever. I mean,
We just got a link to for farmers markets.
Oh, awesome.
And you're right, it's visithoustentexas.com, things to do /shopping/farmers markets.
thank you so much, Evelyn, for providing that.
Thank you.
Help us out.
Thank you,
I'm
Evelyn.
trying to find something, but at any rate, guys, I just want to make sure that before the holidays, we give you tips so that you
Right.
can
Just be
at least
aware
be
when-
aware of what you're eating, and along
I like
with
pearl onions. Do they have those around here, pearl onions?
I haven't
This is a recipe
seen
of
them.
pearl onions and cream sauce. We used to have that in New England. And nobody mentions pearl onions and cream sauce.
I know I've seen them. They're here. They're
they're yeah,
The tiny little onions are
but
like
sure Whole
I
Foods has
think, I
them.
think it's all over the counter, right? And I think I've seen some over
Sure,
the
Whole
counter.
Foods has them for like
Pearl
$20
onions.
or something.
Oh yeah,
Probably. I
Whole
love,
Foods will have what you want, but you're going to pay an arm and a leg for it.
yeah, I
You
bought
know.
my pearl onions and cream sauce.
And so, on that note, guys, I just want to give you also one little tidbit of information regarding Thanksgiving, which you will be celebrating. Should I tell them what Thanksgiving really is? Or-
Yes, please.
No, I don't know if I need to.
And real quickly, shout out to Homer. Thank you, Homer, for listening out in LA. We appreciate
Do
you.
we
Thank
want
you
to
for
tell
that.
them what Thanksgiving really is?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we're all about edutainment. So
Okay.
when we're aware, we want to share that.
Make others
with
aware.
everyone.
I mean, just so that you will know, Thanksgiving has a different meaning than what we were all taught years ago. Thanksgiving is actually the Pilgrims giving thanks for having massacred the Pequot village. The Pilgrims, the orange settlers that we thought were God-fearing, sharing, kind, loving, spiritual people, were the ones who actually just kind of ambushed this Pequot village, killed the entire village. For those that did get away, they hunted them down and killed them. And Thanksgiving actually came about as a way of being thankful that they won.
That they won the massacre.
That they won the
So they
massacre.
went and had a
Yeah,
nice,
providing them with,
after a bloodbath, they had a meal.
providing them with
feast.
tainted foods.
Yes.
blankets that were, had smallpox.
Yeah, they were
contaminated with
laced
smallpox.
with smallpox.
Yeah,
and
and
killed
so
them.
that's what Thanksgiving actually is. So a lot of what we've been told and raised to believe, as Napoleon Bonaparte said, it's a set of lies that has been agreed upon. And on that note, guys, we know it's not easy to change a lifestyle or bad eating habits, but it is the most important thing you can do to really improve your health. It's not only how you prepare your foods, it's making the right selections of foods and preparing them and eating them in the right combinations. So with that, we wish you all a great holiday. Happy, what is it, Giving Thanks Day? I'd rather call it that than Thanksgiving. So it's a happy Giving Thanks Day.
Yeah, I'll
guys.
share a little bit about a grateful heart. The simple joy of living from a grateful heart, and this passage was written by Lao Tzu. If you look to others for fulfillment, you'll never truly be fulfilled. If your happiness depends on money, you will never be happy with yourself. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Praise God. When you realize that nothing is lacking. So despite everything that we've told you about food and everything, even in that situation, there's still ways around that, and we still can realize that we are lacking nothing,
As I said, happy
and
Thanksgiving.
realize the world does belong to us. So
Now also, guys, just in parting, there is a book, if you want to pick it up. It's called The Hacking of the American Mind, The Science Behind the Corporate Takeover of Our Bodies and Mind. It's by an MIT graduate by the name of Robert Luswig, and he explores how the food industries have manipulated our most deep-seated survival instincts. Food is used as a drug, and a drug is a
weapon.
So, happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Biological weapon.